Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back to the very last candle review of the day. I hope you are having a fantastic evening. If you missed it, I did upload 2 other in-depth candle reviews earlier, and I will link those in the description box right below this video here. I reviewed Kringle Reserve Japanese Maple. Listen, if you're interested in that fragrance, please watch my review first. Again, it'll be linked down below. I also reviewed Bath & Body Works Pumpkin Nut Butter. So if you are interested in purchasing either of those 2 fragrances and you want to know my thoughts first, check those videos out. But in this video, we are definitely going to be ending it on a high note. This is Kringle Reserve Apple Brandy. And I gotta tell you, as far as boozy scents go, I think this is one of the most enjoyable boozy fragrances that I have ever come across. And I typically, I don't like the boozy scents. I know a lot of people do, but they're not my usual go-to. They tend to be a little rough, a little just aggressive a lot of times. And this fragrance here, I just think is so well balanced that it actually makes me enjoy that brandy note, which is definitely present in this fragrance, but it just doesn't like overtake the whole fragrance. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into this cutie pie right here. I'll read you the scent description. We'll talk fragrance notes. I'll tell you what I actually smell here. We'll go through the strength and throw and the overall burn quality, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, Apple Brandy. Apple Brandy captures the essence of a crisp autumn evening with juicy apple and warming spice at the forefront, enveloped by rich brandy and a sweet undertone. Sorry, apparently I forgot to read there for a second. A smooth woodsy base lingers, echoing the scent of orchards and cozy firesides. Okay, so the top notes here are apple and spice. The mid notes are brandy and sweet, and the base is wood and apple. Okay, what do you smell? First of all, I love the apple that's in here. This is a really ripe, juicy, sweet apple note. I don't think it's a like incredibly distinct apple per se. Like it doesn't necessarily smell just like Macintosh or just like Honeycrisp or just like, you know, a cosmic apple. But just think sweet apples like those, right? Like very juicy, very crisp, not a mealy apple, just like the perfect apple, quite honestly. There is some spice in here. I feel like you're getting kind of the classic mulling spices, if you will. So you've got some allspice in here, got a little bit of cinnamon, you've got maybe like a touch of nutmeg in here. The spices are present, but they, again, are not the focus. I don't feel like any of these fragrance notes are like the focus of the scent, if that makes sense. It's like everything is in here in equal parts. So your nose doesn't necessarily pick out one fragrance note over the other, I guess is how I'm trying to word that. The brandy, let's dig into that because once again, boozy is not my usual like go-to. Kringle actually came out with a Reserve Manhattan fragrance a couple years ago, and they were kind enough to send me that one, and you guys, I really struggled with that. I couldn't even burn it. It smelled so aggressive and strong in terms of the like liquor notes in the fragrance that it just, I don't know, I think it completely overwhelmed the scent and just made it unburnable for me. And a lot of times I think when candles do add these booze notes, I mean, Harry does it quite a bit with Homeworks where it gets to be too much. This, I can actually smell the actual brandy, but it's just a part of the scent, and that makes it a lot more palatable for me. There is a sweetness here, so that sweet note for sure, but I feel like it's the sweetness from the apple, not like some other type of sweet note that they popped in, if that makes sense. The woody note, yes. It almost smells like there's a little bit of like an oak, maybe like an oak barrel type note at the base of this one. Now, apple is listed both in the top notes and the base notes. I do think if you were to pick out, maybe if you were to try to pick out the most prominent note, it would probably be the apple for most people. But again, I feel like you can smell every note. You smell the apple, you smell the mulling spices, you smell the brandy, you smell that like woody oak barrel type note, and everything is in equal parts. Nothing, you know, kind of takes over the fragrance. It's lovely. This is a boozy scent done right. So if you typically don't like them, I think this one's worth giving it a try. But I mean, you know you. If you don't think that you will enjoy that brandy note, don't get this, because it is noticeable, but it's not the entire fragrance. But I really love this one, you guys. Strength and throw, really good here. I think the strength of this one's kind of close to an 8. It's starting to be a little bit more along the lines of like a 7, 7.5 the further down the candle goes. I'll show you here. I have about a third of the wax left. But yeah, when this was first going, it was a solid 8. So it has waned a little bit, but still very, very prominent and noticeable. The throw, it's a great traveler. The throw of this, I would put between a 7 and an 8 as well. Obviously, a little more so when there was more wax here. It is weighing down to a little bit more of along the lines of a 7 as I've gotten further along. But still, great strength and throw for a 2-wick candle. It is one of those fragrances where it's strong enough to where I do have to be mindful about what I'm burning alongside this one. But I have paired this alongside a couple of fragrances that I really think are great combos. This alongside either Leaves or Cranberry Woods from Bath and Body Works is fabulous. So if you happen to have either Leaves or Cranberry Woods and you have this one, you should try pairing them together. They are just, like I said, incredibly lovely combos there. But yeah, you guys, I really like this scent, and I have had no issue with the wicks here. They're doing fine. The wax is still that gorgeous creamy white color. There's absolutely no discoloration. There's no sooting inside of the jar. It's just a really great performing candle. This is why I love the Kringle soy formulation so much, is that this is the type of fragrance where, like, I can leave this lit for either 3 hours or I can leave it lit for 6 hours. And because it is that 100% soy formulation, like, it doesn't affect the, you know, I guess, long-term health of the candle to burn it beyond my usual 3-hour limit. So I think that's one of the things that I appreciate most about Kringle candles, is I don't have to babysit them the way that I have to babysit a lot of other candles from a lot of other different candle brands. So we're definitely ending it on a high note here, you guys. If you are at all interested in Apple Brandy, I would definitely recommend it, at least from my perspective. I have enjoyed this one a lot. If this sticks around in the Reserve lineup, I would absolutely consider purchasing another one of these next fall to have on hand, because this has been a great fragrance during the month of September. I think it makes a nice transitional fragrance. If you're not ready to dig into the heavy pumpkin scents in September, this is the type of fragrance that I would steer you towards. It is really well done. And despite it having a boozy component, it is still very, very enjoyable to me. So that makes this kind of a unique find in my book. So if you're at all interested in it, I give it 2 big fat thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts again in the comments down below. I will put a link to where you can purchase Kringle Apple Brandy and my discount code in the description box. Check it out. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.